Big Drum Audio presents Vijana-grāma or Sannyasi, Prachin Kavya, Ancient Poems by Śṛila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, appearing for the first time in English. So, Vijana-grāma or Desolate Village is a poem that Śṛila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura wrote while living in Bardhaman during 1863. The Calcutta Review published a critique highly praising these works, and it was observed that the style of poetry that Śṛila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura employs here showed a complete departure from the then existing mode of writing and gave birth to a new way of writing poetry in Bengali. This was stated by Stephen Knapp and Śṛila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura and his great accomplishments. This English edition was prepared from the 1968 version published in Bengali by Śṛila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. So this poem, Vijana-grāma, consists of 27 smaller poems. I'll be presenting just 3 at a time, 9 installments. It may help the reader to know that it takes a while for this narrative to get going, but it chronicles Śṛila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's very formative childhood experiences, and then goes on to describe the harrowing terror that he experienced when his whole village was wiped out by an epidemic of cholera. So this was a formative and transformative work. This is Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura looking at his trauma and finding, you'll see, woven throughout the poetry are certain observations he makes of why this tragedy came to pass and what impressions he had as a child that led him to the path of Vaishnavism. Śṛila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj didn't write anything to introduce these works. He just put them out, published them as they are, let them speak for themselves as beautiful works of poetry. But I can surmise that he saw great value in these poetic works because these works are very accessible. My hope is that people across the world will be able to relate to the vulnerability expressed in these lines and appreciate the Ṭhākura's journey to becoming what we know him as today, this luminary of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Jayataha. Poem 1 of Vijana-grāma. Sumadura dhani ki bapashila shravani. A very sweet sound, how it entered my ears. Shuniya se gram nam aji aha mani. Hearing that village's name today, aha, in my mind. Ananda lahare prabha hila mandagati. A wave of bliss began to flow a sluggish pace. Utapta balokopari jena srotasvati, like a stream over burning sands. Malaya pavana vahe sukapuri hai. Breezes from the southern sandalwood forests flow. O town of joy, alas! Shuniya tumhara naam antara judai. Hearing your name soothes my heart. Kata dina pare shuni se sthanera naam. Hearing that place's name after so many a day. Jathaye kshadraji vasiye dham. Where this insignificant being came into this realm. Praveshila kalebare mananki dai. Entering this corporeal form, mind and 2 eyes. Jagatera chakshu saha karila pranay. With which eyes this being fell in love with the world. Agre first. Hai akasmat shuniya se swar. Alas, suddenly hearing that sound. Madhumaka Śṛila amarayantar, like honeycomb, has thrilled my heart. So you'll see the punctuation here is a bit abnormal. Generally in Bengali payar, you have one danda here and then two dandas here. But he's separated the lines. He's basically put periods in the middle of his lines, separating certain words, putting emphasis on certain words, creating an interesting sort of disjointed rhythm. So I believe this was the departure from sort of approved style of the time. This was the innovation that Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura did that opened things up for later poets. Poem 2. Kaho ogo Saraswati kirupe edesh. Say, O goddess of wisdom, how has this country haraila sukha saba asukha ashesh, lost all joy, unhappiness, unending? Evi vistariya paksha yati bhayankar, now having cast an extremely fearsome shadow. Ki karane achadila sukha dinakar, why has it covered the sun of joy? Dukhira kahini saba karaha varnan, tell all the stories of sorrow. Kanduka shuniya jata banga basigan, let all the inhabitants of Bengal hear them and weep. Tumi bina ke bapare karite smaran, who but you can remember? Apurva britanta saba purva vivaran, all those unprecedented events, the story of the East. Brahmejaha smriti rupa jena anathini, that which wanders in the form of memory like an orphan girl. Brahmite chedesha chade sada videshini, she wanders, leaving her native country, forever a foreigner. Harayani jaba se tribhuvane, losing her residence in these three worlds. Tumi bina jane ke ba purve ki karane, who but you know why previously? Manohara nadi kule rake sadagar, on the enchanting river banks, Sadagar kept. Parimana shilakhanda sundara prastar, heaps of stone slabs, beautiful stone. Shobhite bhatabitapi, to beautify the banyan tree. Sindure mandiya, adorned with vermilion, aha. Ki sundara shobha rakhila laiya, what gorgeous splendor he brought and installed. Taha vedira yopare janapadavasi, that on a throne for the local inhabitants. Ganapujite devire boraya bhilashi, to worship the goddess seeking boons. Poem 3. Tava shokirate mere dhaka dekhe dukha, you're covered by the darkness of despair, seen sorrow. Koto dina pare aaj dekhilam mukha, after how many days have I seen your face? Nadiya uchale bahila yugalanayan, river has risen and overflown via two eyes. Dware vaksha bhasi bhumi hoyla patan, gates, drenching chest, falling to the ground. Dekhi tava durabhasta hoyla patan, seen your pitiful state they have fallen. Dekhi tava durabhasta hoyla jagrata, seen your pitiful state has awakened. Amarayantara puna balya bhava jato, in me all the feelings of my childhood. Jaha antarete gatha chilo etodin, that which was knotted in me all these many days. Prabhala shinkhala jenu aloka bihin, like chains of coral, bereft of light. Agada salila purva sagara bhitari, in the fathomless waters of the eastern ocean. Lukayita thake sada, eto dinu pare, hidden forever, after so many days. Dekhiya janani punamalina badan, seen, mother, again, this distressed face, tava, of yours. Bhava samudaya udla ekon, all these feelings have risen now. Jena chitrapat ek manas adhare, like a painting on the canvas of my mind. Shokananda milileka mane ek bare, sorrow and joy mingle in my mind at once. Jai Śṛila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki jai. Vijana-grāma ki jai. Ula Chandi Devi ki jai. Shri Sachinandan Gaura Hari ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai.